DJ keeps the party going. Brandon E brings the heat. We don't know how to speak. Running wild on you, brother. We're over the top. Rocking it back to the vintage scene. Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central. With epic thumbnails from the Viz. It's a must-see. Gonna bring you the best. Legends you remember from the ring and silver screen. We're over the top. Get ready for a good time.
Bow! What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Chad Arms, a.k.a. Chad D. Bobby. Ooh, 11:30.
Hey, my name is Tony, a.k.a. Friday the 14th. That wasn't spooky at all, was it?
No, yeah, I was trying to figure out what it was.
I was trying to do like the Twilight Zone in a way,
okay.
but it sounded nothing
Interesting selection.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I failed. Failed big time. Anyways, what's your name?
Happy Halloween, everyone.
Okay, that was creepy.
It's hot
Okay.
Mike Jones.
We're
You gotta
back.
do this.
You gotta get
That
the
helps
spooky
it.
fingers?
Yeah,
Spooky fingers, dude. Shout out to Happy Halloween, man.
Yeah, happy Halloween, everybody. Thank you for coming.
Happy Halloween. Now, last year we hit you in the motherfucking grill piece with 4 episodes of Halloween shit.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
October.
Yeah.
This month, not so much because we already did that last year.
Yeah.
But we wanted to switch it up. We hit y'all with the horror movies from the 2000s last week.
And the Hell in Cell week before that.
Hell in the Cell week before that. And today is episode 86. And we're going to hit y'all with an episode that we've been wanting to talk about. We're just going to kind of briefly speak on some of our favorite moments from The Undertaker.
Yeah. With it being Halloween, he's the perfect wrestling character to embody Halloween. Other
Facts.
than maybe the Boogeyman.
Well, yeah, I mean, he had a career of like a year and a half.
Yeah.
essentially.
But, I mean, just The Undertaker as a whole, just his whole career just embodies, like, horror.
He's the dead man,
Yeah,
dude.
he's the dead man. So it's a perfect episode to bring out on Halloween.
Absolutely, man. And again, we appreciate all the continued support, man. On the road to 1,000 subs. We're not there already. Be sure to subscribe, share, comment, like, all that good stuff. Shout out to the sponsors, Trouble Spirits, Revolution One Media, and the whole gang of wrestlers.
Yeah, we don't have an Undertaker up here. Well, we have the body of Undertaker right there as Sanchez Turner. That's close enough.
Yeah, that's Sanchez Turner, like hybrid there, yeah.
And so, but I mean, like I said, the Undertaker, he's not my favorite wrestler of all time, but I respect the hell out of him just because his career has been so long.
I think we're all in that same
Yeah.
wheelhouse. Love some of the matches that he's been a part of. Love the whole vibe of The Undertaker, the fact that he was able to make the gimmick work as long as he did, the streak, all that good stuff. But he's not even, I wouldn't even put him in my top 5 favorite wrestlers.
Yeah.
Not saying he's not the top wrestler. I'm talking about my favorite.
Yeah.
But I do rock with Taker. I do, you know what I mean, like a lot of matches of his. So
You got to
we're gonna speak
respect
on
what he's done.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, of course.
and respect how well he protected a character and a gimmick that wasn't really that great.
No, I mean,
100%.
Undertaker.
Yeah.
And once I get some time and I can get slowed down, I haven't even started to dive into Undertaker's YouTube channel and his podcast because I know I'm going to be obsessed with it for months.
Yeah. I mean,
but-
you're getting Mark it's a Mark Calloway.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, so
Telling
I'm excited
stories.
about that. But yeah, man, we're going to just speak on his WWE career.
yeah.
Obviously, he was in WCW and some other places, but he debuted at Survivor Series 90.
90.
Correct?
Walking out with Brother Love.
Oh, yeah. That's Paul Bearer, sorry. I love you.
Close enough.
Yeah, but we've spoke about multiple times. He was actually, when he came out, he was Kane the Undertaker. Was the whole direction. And then Brother Love was going to be his manager. Vince approached Bruce Pritchard, asked him, do you want to do this or would you rather stay and do creative? He said he wanted to do creative. And then in comes Paul Bearer, which was the perfect match.
And the rest is history.
Yeah, so...
And he
debuted
won.
Survivor Series,
He won.
$1 Mans.
Yeah, on that team, and he ended up getting the last pin in the match. I think was it Dusty that he got the pin on? Maybe I don't know, but he got
the pay window, baby.
But he from that point on, He seeing the reactions of people when he first made that appearance because he had the heavy makeup around the eyes.
Facts.
I mean, he put out that aura. It's like
And that music.
In the music, it's like, is this guy real? Because
Yeah.
at that time, you didn't have the internet and all that kind of stuff. You thought that this is a legit dead man walking down the aisle right now.
Big facts.
But he's a monster of a man. He was 6'10", over 300 pounds, and agile as hell for a big man.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I think he's probably my Kent Murphy's favorite wrestler. Kent Murphy loved when he would walk the ropes. Every time, here he goes. He's getting up.
No, was that one?
Old school is what they call it now. I don't know what they called it back then.
Yeah.
Snake Eyes when he dumped him on the
Turnbuckle.
turnbuckle. Yeah.
But that's whenever my dad saw him walking towards the turnbuckle, he's like, "Pay attention! Here he goes! Watch him now!" And he loved that spot. I mean, all it was just a strike to the shoulder. That's all the move was. But for a guy being 6'10" to be able to, of course, the other guy's holding him up and everything, but still to do that move, it's remarkable. And some of the moves he was able to pull off.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, as the number one moment's got to be his debut coming out.
Facts. What you got, Chance?
I just want to talk about him diving over the top rope. Anytime that you see that is just amazing. Like to be his size and to be as agile and stuff as he was. I mean that's crazy. But one of my favorite moments is, which we talked about in the Hell in a Cell episode. That whole match, I think that's one of the defining moments for him. It also put Mick Foley, I feel like, put him as Mankind on the map, but a very defining moment and something that a lot of people talk about in his career.
Their feud was something totally different at that time. It was
the Boiler Room Brawl.
Boiler Room Brawl. I mean, that feud, it was almost like you made to believe that it was personal. It was like real deal personal between them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But not just the shots from that Hell in a Cell. We talked about it during the Hell in a Cell episode. Just from him standing on top of the cage, looking towards the entrance ramp when Mick's coming back down there to climb back up on top. I mean, it's iconic.
Yeah, and like we spoke in that episode as well, he was wrestling with a broken ankle.
Yeah, it's insane.
Which is crazy. And then obviously, there was that whole feud with Mick Foley. There was the Hell in a Cell match. There was the Boiler Room Brawl match. And a couple years prior to that was really great. And then you had the whole feud with him and Kane. The storyline of Kane was his brother that was allegedly burned up, and
the whole Inferno match with him too.
Yeah.
That was never been. Not that I know. I mean, you didn't see it on. I never saw it before that, where they had the ring literally on fire on the outside of the ring during their match. The Buried Alive matches. That he was part of.
Probably those.
Especially the one against Mankind, where his hand comes out of the ground. He's still alive.
Yeah. There was the whole casket match. The casket match deals that they had with Taker.
Yep.
I know he had that one with Yoko.
Yeah, and then he sins.
Everybody came out. Yeah, that was that 94, 95. That was that rough time frame for WCW or WWE and WCW as well.
But whenever you're a kid and you're watching that, it's like, man.
Is that when he broke his face too?
Mabel done that to him.
No, that was Mabel. Sting goes down again.
That's 2 episodes in a row. Sting's fell out, guys. We need to check
I forgot
on
that was Mabel, not Yoko, that busted his face up, and that's when we got the doppelganger Taker for a while.
Shout out Doppeltaker.
Good one.
Doppeltaker.
Good call on that one.
Yeah, dude.
But did y'all, the whole Phantom of the Opera mask at that time and everything?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then there was the whole Attitude Era, because we're bouncing around, but like there was the King of the Ring Taker, that was 98. But also, you had the whole Ministry of Darkness Undertaker.
Oh yeah,
where you had his whole ministry.
Yeah.
And then there was that whole weird storyline with him and Stephanie and Austin and Vince. And
it was me, Austin. It was me all along.
Yeah, that's when.
Is that when they crucified Austin too?
Yeah. That was when WWE couldn't do wrong, really.
Yeah.
That was everything they were doing was. Choppy PP was getting ratings.
But those entrances at that time when he was using like the monks and stuff, where his entrances, all that kind of stuff is. Taker at that time was scarier to me than he was when he first started, because he was going like that Marilyn Manson route with Taker.
Yeah, he definitely was, man. And Taker had. It wasn't a great match, but then there was the whole match that he had with Shawn at was it Royal Rumble of '98. That's when Shawn hurt his back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
was the
yeah.
match that led to WrestleMania 14, which I believe he fought Kane at WrestleMania 14. That was the whole deal with that thing, I believe, because you had Kane debuted at Bad Blood at '97.
Yeah.
When Shawn Michaels were fighting, the winner got the number one contendership for the Survivor Series against Brett. Obviously, Shawn won. The screw job happened. But then Taker, I think, is when he went in that direction to feud with Kane.
With Kane and everything. Yeah, that built
which
up.
led to Mania. Yeah. Which that was a good, I mean, obviously
That
great.
was one of the
feud.
greatest feuds, one of the greatest stories put out there and everything. Just the whole build up to it and everything, and then it actually happening and seeing it in that moment, seeing the Undertaker at that point, you never saw him like rattled or anything.
No.
But that shot of him in the ring just with his eyes wide open and everything, you never see the Undertaker like that.
No. Chance, what do you got?
A lot of people would say that Shawn Michaels is Mr. WrestleMania, but you could argue that Undertaker is Mr. WrestleMania. I would say that he is because he had the 21 win streak before Brock Lesnar beat it. But I mean that's something that I don't think will ever be done again in the history of WWE.
No, nobody will ever touch that again. I think I think the match that started was a match against Superfly Jimmy Snuka, I believe, and everything. And then I don't think it was till I don't know facts about it, but for it to go 21 years without losing a match in WrestleMania, is insane.
Do y'all think that they should have ended the streak, or do you think?
Do you
think someone else?
I don't think he should
ended
have.
it,
I think he should have. Well, I think that Taker losing to Brock made sense.
Yeah.
Because if anybody could beat the streak, it would be Brock Lesnar. He's so that but
with the whole circumstances with the match and everything.
I wanted it to be Punk, but it made more sense. It's more realistic with Brock.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Or I think they should have done it with someone that would have elevated their career more, because Brock didn't really need it, but he was the most believable.
Yeah,
sure.
I thought if it didn't happen with Brock, it could have been Bray.
Yeah, Bray Wyatt would have been a good
Wyatt
choice.
and everything, because their matches were solid for Taker being up in age. Of course, Bray was carrying him through him.
Yep.
But what about from the streak, from the matches? Would you have a favorite Taker WrestleMania streak match?
You got to put the matches in there with
Shawn Michaels.
I think the second one was Shawn.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Is that like the Heaven versus Hell match and everything?
I believe so. Well, WrestleMania 25 was the first one, which was 09. I can't remember. I can't remember which one was the Heavenly Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
I want to say it was that first one, but I'm not
Okay.
for sure. But yeah, I think that's a no-brainer. I think the two, either of the Shawn matches or either of the Triple H matches.
Y'all weren't a big fan of WrestleMania 9 versus Giant Gonzalez?
That was terrible. That's one thing about Taker, man. He tried his best with some of them big guys, but that time frame, he didn't have any big guys to go. I mean,
they could go with him.
They could go. I mean, Kevin Nash was the closest, and he couldn't really go. I wish him and Vader could have done a lot more.
Yeah,
But Michaels and him had their thing, and Vader kind of got fucked over.
But Taker always his best matches are with guys like the smaller guy like Michaels. Him and CM Punk put on some great matches.
Yep.
Him and Flair had a good match at Mania.
Yeah. I mean,
it wasn't bad. And Flair it was 02, 03 Flair. So
Flair could still sell at that time.
Oh yeah,
time.
bro. But I mean, yeah, he could. But yeah, I think
What was your reaction when the streak ended? Was it like, holy shit, this just really
It wasn't
happened?
like that one guy that they always show. The one dude. Yeah, it wasn't like that. But it was like, I was just surprised that they did it.
Yeah.
More than anything, I wasn't surprised that Lesnar won, because Lesnar was fucking unstoppable and very believable in real life as well as wrestling.
And it helped Heyman selling it like he did, with him sliding in the ring and sitting in the corner just in shock that it happened. And I mean, you hate to see the result of what happened after that match, because there's that documentary that's on the network that follows Taker around after that match and the build-up of other ones. It's just, man, it's like, why do you you've done it all, but why do you want to put yourself through that much torture?
He loves it.
It's all the love for it.
It's like, man.
Because he still says if he could go out there and go, he'd still be going right now if his body would let him.
Because he loves doing it, man. That's why he goes and does it. Because at that point, when you get to that level, it's not about money because he's got enough money, I'm sure, to do whatever he wants. It's not even about that. It's about the love for the fans and the love of the business. It would be like somebody like me doing music and taking off for, you always are going to want to do that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. It's just in his blood, and he's just done it for so long. And it's like those guys, when they retire, they just don't know what to do with their time and everything. But him starting up the podcast now and everything, and especially like last year, I loved his spot in last year's WrestleMania, in this past WrestleMania, with The Rock and everything.
Yeah.
That was perfect for him to do. Just a simple choke slam, and then boom, he's gone.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't have to, because that match with Goldberg, there's no reason him and Goldberg should ever had that match in Saudi Arabia.
That was atrocious.
That's a buff mark on his career to me.
Yeah, and it's because of Bill Goldberg.
Yeah,
unfortunately. But and then you had American Badass Taker.
Oh yeah, where he completely changed the look up.
What do y'all think of American Badass Taker?
I enjoyed it
when he wasn't Dead Man anymore.
Dead Man Walking. I love the Limp Bizkit. That's the Limp Bizkit thing coming out to Rolling and all that stuff, and on the motorcycle. That's when he brought in the big time power bomb and everything.
The last ride.
I liked it. He had to change things.
Got to reinvent it, man. You got to reinvent it every so many years, man. It gets stale. Even him, But I thought, and I know Chance, you probably back up on this one. That may be something written down. The matches that he had with Punk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Were very good matches.
And that build with the pallbearer and the urn and all that stuff, it was like
dope.
he was Undertaker was getting his revenge for pallbearer.
And those were some fire matches that him and Punk put on. And then when he came back as the Dead Man, I mean the pop on that and everything when he in 2003 when he came back as the Undertaker, the Dead Man Undertaker.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the short hair Undertaker, but I know why he had to do it. He's getting older.
He's losing it.
Yeah. He had to go for it, but long hair Undertaker.
Would you say he has the best entrances of all time as well?
Yep.
Like
just for the
production value of everything going.
And even the way I remember back in the old days, the way that the announcers would sell it, they would talk about how cold it was getting in the arena, and it was just
now you sit there and pack a lunch because he's going to take a minute to get to the ring and everything, especially on the later.
You could listen to our entire episode of this podcast before you get to the ring.
Yeah, I mean, for him to raise the lights, it'd take a good 20, especially at the Manias when they had the long ramps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Man, they should have just popped him up about halfway through the ramp and just let him walk from there. But just so many iconic. I mean, what was the one with Kurt Angle when he came out and shot the lightning bolts out of his hands and collapsed the ring? Yep. They did so many effects with him, just with his aura and everything. They took chances with him. Mm-hmm. No pun intended.
Yep. I remember the Undertaker versus Undertaker match, which we kind of touched on earlier.
Doppeltaker?
Yep.
Is that what you called it?
Doppeltaker.
Yeah. As a kid, that one was fun to watch.
Oh, the two takers?
Yeah. But
who played the other taker?
Brian Lee, I believe that. He used to be in Disciples of Apocalypse. And
okay.
Yeah. I think that's his name.
And say this was SummerSlam 94, Taker versus Taker. So it was that 94 year.
Yep. But I remember when Paul Bearer came out with the urn. And then, like, the beam of light shot out.
Yes.
They called him the Underfaker.
Yeah. But I like the gray glove look. I like that look they had. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it's the same thing as he just had to reinvent himself because that was starting to get a little old. And if he would have came back with the gray gloves, it would have been way too confusing.
And another thing I respect Taker on too is he would put over the younger guys too because he did that with Randy Orton quite a bit.
Yep.
And with their big feud that they had, and probably Randy gave him one of the worst chair shots. I've ever seen too is when he peeled off pretty much his forehead on that chair shot. But then he got his payback during that Hell in a Cell match. But yeah, you got to respect the man for everything that he's done through his career. I mean, it's. There'll never be another Undertaker.
Yep. No, not at all. Then there was the whole. I know this is old, but I looked on this list. There was the whole thing in SummerSlam '91 where him and Jake ruined the wedding reception of Macho Man and Elizabeth.
yeah.
When the snake was in the gifts or whatever.
Yep.
The match made in the match made in hell thing.
And of course, his first title win over he got over on Hogan.
Yep.
Tuesday in Texas.
Yeah, I mean, thanks to Flair's help. But I mean, he got a pin on Hogan and was That's one thing. I know he held the world heavyweight title probably more than any other belt during his career, didn't he?
Yeah.
But he's a guy that didn't need a title to be dominant.
Yeah, he got the gimmick over enough where
he didn't need a title to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
But you'd think they would have put, especially the WWE title or something like that, on him a little bit more.
Yep.
Other than because, like I said, I think I'm right on that one. I'm not 100% sure, but I think he held the big gold belt more than anything as a title, other than the tag team titles.
Yep. And didn't he beat Sid for the championship also?
Yes, he did get a title. Yeah, that's what the famous pose when he's kneeling in the ring and everything. That's when he was the face Undertaker and everything. Yeah, that was an iconic moment. He held it a little bit longer that time around.
Yep.
Yeah.
Him and Brett had some pretty good matches too.
They definitely did,
like I said, when you put him up against a smaller guy and everything, he's phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
It's just those big monster men that could just keep up with him.
Well, you got to think, man. 94 to 96, even maybe some in early 97. They relied very heavily on the Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, and Bret Hart.
Oh yeah, that was their money. That was their cash
and 0 and
cows.
2, but.
Well, those are the three guys that made money for him.
Yeah, that was the three money, and that was the three. Because Austin was just building, and he became Stone Cold in June of '96 at King of the Ring.
Yeah.
But 94, 95, it was Bret Hart and Diesel, Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash did too.
Yeah.
But mainly Taker, Bret, and Shawn. In that 3-4 year time period because Razor and Kevin Nash left in '96.
Yeah. And he's always let it be known he was not a fan of them during that day either. He's not a fan of the Clique.
Well, no, because they had their own gang, group of guys with Rikishi and Godfather and
I would think I would have rather
Savio Vega.
Yeah, I think I would have rather been a part of Undertaker's crew than
it was a BSK.
Yeah, it was the Bone Street Crew or something.
Bone Street Killers or something like that.
Something like they were bad motherfuckers. Seeing those pictures of
dude.
those dudes,
Dude.
nah, there's no way in hell,
Yeah.
no way in hell I'd mess with those guys.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, man, I big fan of Taker. Like I said, really respect what all he's done. And the most iconic WWE guy. I mean, when you think WWE, I'd like to think from a longevity aspect, you say Hogan and Taker.
Yeah, I agree
from
with
a
that.
longevity aspect. Now, Impact, obviously Austin, Rock.
Yeah,
but I would say Taker and Hogan. I know BJ, you're gonna hate me, but that's true. And Cena.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you got to throw Cena in there.
But when people think of WWE, everybody knows who the Undertaker is.
Oh yeah, everybody knows who.
Everybody knows who Hulk Hogan is. But
what did y'all think about the Boneyard match with AJ Styles?
I thought that was a good match. It's another putting him up against us.
Yep.
AJ, of course,
cool. It was
carrying.
very. I mean,
it was a good send
it
off.
was a movie. But I liked it. It was something different.
It was like they did a good job, a creative way of working around some of his limitations and stuff. And
even though
but
he fucked up his arm in that match.
Yeah,
too,
that was probably more difficult on him than just going out there and wrestling for 30 minutes or 20 minutes.
Because you're
or
doing
whatever.
a little scene and then having to cut and then having to do more. But I thought it was really well put together. And putting him up against AJ is another great matchup.
Yeah.
Especially at Taker's age and everything, because AJ's going to take those bumps.
I wish he would have just called it quits whenever they decided to end the streak. But I think that would have been a storybook ending for it. But I enjoyed that match. I hope we see more stuff like that from WWE going forward.
The cinematic stuff.
Yeah.
I think we are. We're getting more and more hints of it.
Yep.
So I think I'm so excited for this Netflix era to start.
Yeah.
And everything.
It's gonna be good.
And it's got me geeked.
Hell yeah, man.
But yeah, happy Halloween to y'all. We're gonna keep it short and sweet because y'all go
Get
go
back
out
to
there.
trick or treating.
Take your kids trick or treating, man. Go get some candies.
Or trunk or treating or whatever y'all doing, or watch horror movies or do something, man.
Watch some Undertaker matches.
Yeah.
Hey, watch some Undertaker matches. Y'all let us know y'all's favorite Taker moments. Again, just scrape the surface with this. But this is we'll probably start doing these with superstars. This is the first one of these we've done.
Yeah, it's like
our favorite moments from these guys, because to do a career retrospective, these guys' careers are too
It's so long.
It's too it's too expansive to be able to. It'd be a 3-hour episode, man.
Yeah,
so.
it's so much going. Especially a guy like Taker.
Yeah.
I mean, you get almost 30 years of wrestling in the books for him.
Yep.
It's crazy to think about.
Yeah, man. But
long career.
We appreciate y'all, man. We're getting. I don't know if we're maybe at 1,000 by now, but if we're not, thank y'all so much. Help us get there to it. We're right there knocking on the door. Shout out to the sponsors: Trouble Spirits, Revolution One Media, the Gagor Wrestlers. Happy Halloween, and we out this motherfucker.
Over the top with Chad and Tony, talking about movies and wrestling. Hot mic chance, Georgia team hating on me, Gene. BJ the DJ keeps the party going. Brandon E brings the heat. We don't know how to speak. Running wild on you, brother. We're over the top. Rocking it back to the vintage scene. Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central. With epic thumbnails from the vids, it's a must-see. Gonna bring you the best legends you remember from the ring and silver screen.